Okay, now that we got the old bearing out and the new bearing back in, we can go ahead and put the flywheel on. And that'll have that out of the way. Flywheel bolts are supposed to be torqued at 58 to 62, I believe, foot-pounds. Just got to make sure that you torque them. I remember seeing some of the old school guys just tighten them down really good and be done with it, but I don't think I want to do that. I think I'm going to go ahead and torque them to specs. So, anyways, put it back on there. Try to line up the holes and put your bolts in. If you're going to use an impact, make sure you start your bolts first, because you don't want to put the bolts on the end of the impact and then try to start them, because a lot of times you can actually start them cross-threaded doing it that way. So make sure you start them by hand first before you actually use an impact, which I'm going to use an impact just for speed's sake. So, and then oh, can't do that without getting my piece of angle iron, I believe. Piece of angle iron here. Yeah. And one of my 10mm bolts. A piece of angle iron down here, like so. Just snug it up. It'll be fine. And now we can get on there. And remember, crisscross. I went ahead and done that at 62 foot-pounds, so that should actually be just fine at 62. This torque wrench is actually pretty good. It's actually a great neck. It's an old one, but it's been pretty good and it's been pretty accurate. Actually, I did my head gasket with it and it's spot on, excuse me. So anyways, got that done, and then you just release it. Oops. Just release that, and then you're ready to put your clutch in, you have to have your alignment tool. Obviously, you have to have your alignment tool or it will be a pain. I promise you it will be a pain. Oh, what I do with my alignment tool, I just head the dang thing. Aha! Found you! Shit. Just in there, just like so. Ta-da! Make sure you have your bolts. I'm gonna spray a little bit of brake cleaner on this to clean up the packaging grease and stuff. So. Just a little bit of brake clean on the pressure plate to get rid of some of the stuff, like the packaging grease and manufacturing grease and stuff, and then you have your alignment pins, of course, that you have to put them on to the alignment pins. It's new, it's got paint on it, so obviously it's just the way it is. Alright, then you can go ahead and put your 10mm bolts back in. There's torque specs for them, but honestly, I believe you can just tighten these down pretty tight and you'll be okay. But actually, you probably ought to look up the torque specs, which I think I'm going to do that here in a second after I get these bolts in. And then I'll go from there. Because yes, if you didn't notice earlier with some of the footage of the video, I do have a book open. I always keep a book open for quick references, just in case I forget something, or if I need to know a torque spec that I don't remember. So it's okay to have a book ready, handy, open to whatever it is you're working on. Doesn't mean you're not a good mechanic. Doesn't mean you don't know what you're doing. It just means that you are ready just in case you forget something. Okay, they're 13 to 20 foot-pounds for the torque. Well, my wrench isn't going to do 13 to 20 foot-pounds. So what I'm going to say is take a 3/8 drive and just tighten them. Don't grunt and groan in order to tighten them down. Just tighten them, snug them up really good. But if you have a torque wrench that will do 13 to 20 foot-pounds, then by all means use it. 20 foot-pounds, but just tighten them down and surely they'll be fine. Just make sure you do all 6 of them. And just so you know, according to this alignment tool, it even does the Mazda 2005. Just so you'll know. Anyways, yeah, and it probably also fits the Ford Focus and whatever else has the 2-liter in it. So anyways, we should be lined up really good. I'm going to take this stupid sticker off of here. This is a date code sticker. I remember putting these on stuff working at different factories. I don't remember how to read them, but you read them a certain way. It tells you what day and stuff it was made, and then you can look it up from there if you want. But anyways, there it is. It's so pretty, nice and blue. Now, I did not resurface my flywheel. I did clean it up a little bit, took some brake cleaning and cleaned it up some. It should be fine. Like I say, it was still getting grip with the old one, but I cleaned it up and it should be okay. There's no reason it shouldn't be. Some people would have replaced them, because they actually sell like a kit that has the flywheel and everything all in one. But I did not do that. I probably should have done that, but I didn't. This whole thing is on a budget, obviously, and I've been getting in pretty deep with it. I really wish I could have gotten a Fidanza flywheel. That would have been great. It'll shave off like 8 or 9 or 10 pounds or something of your rotating mass, but I couldn't afford it. They're like $400 or whatever, and I just couldn't afford it. So I figured if anything, I could at least upgrade the clutch, considering the clutch is half the cost of a stock replacement clutch. Half the cost for a stage 1 clutch. It was like 90 some bucks. Anyways, that was half the cost, so I went ahead and I did that. Hopefully it'll be a good clutch. Like I say, I'll have a break-in time for it. From this point on, it's going to pretty much just about be nothing but reassembly. And I'll even show you some of that, because there's some of it that I would like to show you. I also got that other CV shaft off the other side. I pulled the whole thing out the other side, so that way I can just slide the transmission up in there without having to fight that secondary shaft. That way I can just put it in there later after I get the transmission back in, which won't be right now. I still have to do the bushing for the shifter bushing. I really need to find some new bushings for the actual transmission linkage. I don't know where to get them at. I don't know where to look for them at. They're a little sloppy. They're actually quite sloppy. I just need to find some. I may run to a hardware store sometime and take one in there and see if I can find something that will work for that. Anyways, we got the clutch back on. We're gonna get that bushing in here in a few minutes. I'll go ahead and I'll do that while I'm out here tonight, and then that's gonna be it for tonight. Actually, being it's underneath the car, I won't be able to show you that well. I may try to show that to you. Okay, well, guys and gals, being that is actually the the stabilizer bar bushing, which I'm getting a little agitated. I can't find the right shit for this car, but anyways, I'll look into getting the proper shifter linkage bushings. But I'm gonna leave you right here today. Got the clutch back in. I went ahead and I cleaned up some of the rust and stuff under there on like the A-arms and the stuff like that, and I went ahead and hit it with some primer sealer, and I went ahead and recoated it with some rubberized undercoating to help seal some stuff up. Also I have a couple of other of the like the radiator brackets and one of the transmission mount. I actually went ahead and I cleaned it up some, and I recoated it with some of that high temp paint that I used on the wheels. I'm not trying to make it look all pretty and fancy or nothing. I just wanted to give it a coating to kind of protect it from the weather and stuff, and you know, just to give it a little bit of, just seal it up. And it'll look okay, but that's not really the main point. The main point is to just cover it up with something, and it will look better than the rest. But anyways, I want to do a few other things before I actually really put the transmission back on and start really reassembling this whole thing. And I'm gonna do some more research and see if I can find the damn bushings for the actual shifter control arm, because there's a lot of play in it, and I really want to get that replaced so that it's a nicer, smoother shift. I mean, you really want it to, and no slop. You don't want really any slop in your shifter. So I'm gonna work on finding a feasible replacement for that. If anything, I'll pull it off. I'll take the freaking thing to a hardware store and try to find grommets or something to put down in there, just something to tighten it up with or something. I may hit teamzx2.com and see if I can find some kind of information there on that. But other than actually just searching for auto parts, I can't find anything. It's I do know that I actually called a dealer, and oh well, all the parts have been discontinued and everything else, and the only thing you can actually get is like replacement engine parts and stuff, because they actually still make the engine. And anyways, but other than that, a lot of the parts are just obsolete. So anyways, I'll do what I can to find a feasible solution for that, because I really want to get that slop out of there. But anyways, like I say, the clutch looks pretty in there. So when we get the transmission back on and stuff, we'll get more. I'll have more on all that soon enough. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Have a spectacular day or night, whichever one it is for you. Peace out. Figured I'd give you guys a quick little look at what I painted. The transmission mount. Oh, I got a new transmission mount, but this is actually part of the bracket for it too. But anyways, and I went ahead and I painted these to give them a little coating. They was starting to rust and stuff, so I just wire brushed them real good and then shot them with the paint. It should be just fine. But anyways, I wanted to show you guys that real quick. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Peace out.